Okay, Eric Arnold here. It is Monday, the 22nd of March, here in the morning. This is going to be an abbreviated episode because, as you see, we're still in our auxiliary studio and we need to make tracks and get back to the primary studio ASAP. So every second counts here, so we're going to be getting going here. I believe we were 4-4 for the Sunday slate. So we got 8 games for you here on Monday. 8 games. Here they are. Verbal only. I won't have time to do graphics or anything else. We got to get going. So let's see. 12-10. You got Oregon, Iowa. We've liked this Oregon team from the outset. I think you're getting value here with a Pac-12 champion, especially considering what's been going on. Pac-12 is looking strong. The Big Ten looks bad. If I was Iowa, I'd be a little nervous after watching what happened to Illinois yesterday. So I think you're getting money, getting value here. It looks like you might be able to get the Ducks at +5. Let's call it that. Ducks +5. So that's the first one. Ducks +5. Oklahoma, Gonzaga. Well, here's another one. Big 12 has been hammered. Let's see, Texas, they're gone. Texas Tech, they're gone. Oklahoma State, that was kind of a public darling team there. They're gone. Big 12 not exactly shining, if you will. And here they're playing Gonzaga, so that'll be the end of Oklahoma. We're just going to take the favorite. I mean, we've got them to win it all. They pretty easily came through for us against Norfolk State. And I'm just going to go ahead and take the favorite. Let's take Gonzaga -14 and see if they can't keep going. So that's number 2. That's at 240. Then at 515, we've got Abilene Christian versus UCLA, basically two underdogs here. UCLA was not expected to get this far, and here they are. UCLA about a 5-point favorite. I've never been a McCronin fan. His previous tournament record's not that good. I'm going to stick with what I normally do. I would fade McCronin. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead with Abilene. See if they can't just go ahead and be another Oral Roberts. Seems like that kind of year where you're just going to have crazy outcomes. So we'll take Abilene Christian +5 over UCLA. Then we got at 6:10 Ohio versus Creighton. Looks like Ohio is a pretty public underdog here. It looks like about 5.5-point underdog versus Creighton. I guess Creighton struggled pretty hard against their opponent. Was that Santa Barbara? But they came through. Ohio looked good, beating Virginia. So we're just going to go right back with Ohio here. I think that Plantation Gate has weakened that Creighton team. Looks like as I'm speaking, the numbers dropped to 5. So we'll say Ohio +5. That'll be our play there. Then now we're into the evening game. 7:10 LSU versus Michigan. LSU is only a 5-point underdog. Apparently, the whole world has seen the Big Ten just falling apart here. And, Michigan minus only 5 points against LSU. I'm taking Michigan. I think Michigan's a little different. Well, Illinois had NBA players on that team, and they still shit themselves. So, Michigan has some NBA talent on that team. I'm going to say Michigan. I can't imagine the whole Big Ten gets wiped out in the first weekend. It just because one thing happened doesn't necessarily mean all the things are going to happen. So we're going to go with Michigan there, minus the 5. Colorado versus Florida State. This is at 7:45. This is a pretty good game. Colorado, they look good wiping out Georgetown. Florida State, they're a tough team. We've liked Florida State all year long. We're going to go ahead now with Florida State here. It's only a 1.5 point favorite, so it's almost a pick 'em. Who do you like? And the Pac-12 is showing stronger than people would have thought. So I just think Florida State's tougher. That's a tough team. I just think that's a tough team. I would not want to play those guys. So we'll take Florida State there, minus the 1.5. Okay, that was number 6. 7th game, got Maryland, of one of the only Big Ten teams to survive. They are playing Alabama. Alabama's a 5.5 point favorite. Yeah, tough one here. Yeah, you know what? We're going with Alabama. Alabama, I don't think was all that spectacular in their opening round against Iona, but they got through, and now they're a 5.5 point favorite against Maryland. Maryland looked really good against Connecticut, but we're going to say Alabama here. I would say this is a little publicish, but hell with it. We'll take Alabama. I like that coach. We'll see if he can't get some threes. It's kind of like Villanova. They didn't look like a very good pick either, but when you can hit from 3, suddenly now you can cover some of these bigger spreads. And Alabama can make threes. So if they hit some threes against Maryland, that's number, a close game suddenly becomes whoop, which is what we're looking for. So we'll take Alabama. And then last game of the night, Kansas, they're Big 12, against the Pac-12, the USC. And USC's favored by 1 point. That's a result of what's going on this weekend. Everybody's saying, well, I guess Pac-12's strong and the Big 12 stinks. Tough one. That's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. We're going to take Kansas here. This is just one of these games where a team like USC is going to have to prove it to me. In other words, Kansas's name is all over the NCAA record books as far as they've done this, they've won that, they've been here, they've been there. USC is just, they don't have much of a history. And you're telling me they're favored over Kansas? Come on now. You got to prove it to me, USC. You're going to have to prove it to me. I'll take Kansas in that 1 point. You're giving me a point with Kansas against USC. I'll take Kansas. Maybe I'm, clearly our record hasn't been very good this year. But that's where I want to be on that. So, to recap, we've got Oregon, Gonzaga, Abilene Christian, Ohio, Michigan, Florida State, Alabama, and then Kansas. That's it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. New subscriber. I'm sorry, my memory's not so good. All you remember is Blue Pikachu. Blue Pikachu. That's not exactly right, but it's close enough. Salute Blue Pikachu. Thanks for joining. And good, great. Thanks, Eric Arnold, out.